Odin, the All-Father, ruler of Asgard. His name was spoken in whispers, for reality itself trembled at the power contained in these sounds. Odin was not born a god, he became one. In battles and trials, in search of wisdom and might, he transformed himself, becoming the embodiment of cosmic power in a mortal shell. Behold him, a mighty figure shrouded in a cloak of shadows and mysteries. His single eye shines like a star, piercing the veils of time and space. He gave up his second eye without hesitation for a sip from Mimir's well of wisdom. This act of self-sacrifice revealed to him secrets inaccessible even to gods. Odin's body is a living map of his exploits. Each scar tells a story of battle with forces capable of destroying worlds. His skin remembers the bites of frost giants and the fiery whips of demons from the depths of Niflheim. In the All-Father's hand is Gungnir, a spear forged by dwarves from metal mined in the heart of a dying star. This weapon never misses, for each of its strikes is predetermined by fate. When Odin rushes into battle on his eight-legged horse Sleipnir, born from the union of a god and a monster, time itself slows to prolong the moment of his triumph. But Odin's true power lies not in weapons, but in his mind. The ravens Hugin and Munin are not mere birds, but parts of his essence, capable of crossing the boundaries of worlds and times. They bring him knowledge from the darkest corners of the universe, whispering secrets into his ear in voices older than creation itself. Odin is the supreme shaman, master of runes, and lord of magic so powerful it can rewrite the laws of reality. To gain this power, he made the greatest sacrifice, himself. For 9 days and nights, Odin hung from the branches of the world tree Yggdrasil, pierced by his own spear. He balanced between life and death, rejected by both worlds. His cries shook the foundations of creation as he plunged into the abysses of cosmic knowledge. On the 9th day, he perceived the truth of the runes, symbols containing the essence of all that exists. From that moment, Odin became the master of fate. The runes in his hands are not just symbols, but keys to the doors of reality. He could alter the very fabric of being, curse entire nations, or bless great deeds. The dead rose at his word, and the living fell dead at his whisper. But even such power did not come without a price. Each spell, each prophecy took a particle of his essence. Odin knew that one day he would have to pay all the bills. In his halls, Valhalla, a place where reality obeys Odin's will, he gathers the greatest warriors of all times. This is not just an afterlife, but a forge of fate, where weapons are forged for the final battle, Ragnarok. The Valkyries, fierce and beautiful warrior maidens, ride across battlefields on winged horses, choosing the worthy to join Odin's army. Their battle cry is the last thing fallen heroes hear before rising in the halls of the All-Father. But Odin did not always dwell in his heavenly halls. Often he descended into the world of men, taking the form of a wanderer. Wrapped in a tattered cloak, with a wide-brimmed hat hiding his single eye, he wandered among mortals, testing their wisdom and courage. Once he appeared at the court of King Geirrod, who, not recognizing the god, subjected him to torture. For 8 days, Odin hung between 2 fires, suffering from thirst and hunger. On the 9th day, the king recognized his guest, and in horror tried to free him. But it was too late. The spear with which he wanted to cut Odin's bonds tore from his hands and pierced the king himself. Another time, Odin competed in wisdom with the giant Vafthrudnir. They asked each other questions about the secrets of creation, and each wrong answer meant death. Odin won by asking a question that only he could answer, what he whispered in his son Baldur's ear before his funeral. But even in his greatness, Odin knew of the coming end. Ragnarok, a fate that even gods cannot escape. And instead of running from it, Odin prepares for the final battle with frenzied passion. He accumulates knowledge, gathers warriors, and weaves spells so powerful they will survive even the death of the gods. Every day, Odin sits on his throne Hlidskjalf, from where all 9 worlds can be seen. He observes battles and feats, the birth of heroes and the fall of empires. His gaze penetrates the veil of time, seeing the threads of fate weaving into the fabric of the future. In the world of men, the cult of Odin was a cult of warriors and kings. Prisoners were sacrificed to him, hung on trees and pierced with spears, a cruel reflection of his own sacrifice for knowledge. Shamans and sorcerers called upon him, asking for wisdom and magical power. Odin is the embodiment of the indomitable will of the ancient northern peoples. He is a storm that has taken the form of a god, wisdom tempered in the furnace of endless battles. His path is that of a warrior and mage, ready to do anything for power and knowledge. In a world where magic flows in every drop of blood, where gods and monsters roam among men, Odin stands at the summit, challenging fate itself. He's the last bulwark against chaos, ready to sacrifice everything, even himself, for victory in a battle that cannot be won. But even knowing of his inevitable demise in Ragnarök, Odin does not retreat. He continues to seek knowledge, continues to prepare for the final battle. For him, it's not about victory, but about the struggle itself, the eternal confrontation between order and chaos, light and darkness. At the end of time, when Heimdall's horn sounds announcing the beginning of Ragnarök, Odin will lead his army of Einherjar against the forces of chaos. He will face the great wolf Fenrir in the final battle, knowing that this fight will be his last. But even in the moment of his demise, he will remain undefeated, for his spirit, his will continue to live in the hearts of those who come after. Such is the legend of Odin, a god whose name is whispered in reverent fear, whose wisdom is sought in the darkest depths of creation, and whose will can change the course of fate. In him is the power of ancient worlds, the magic of forgotten epics, and wisdom capable of destroying and creating universes. He is the All-Father, Lord of Runes, ruler of fallen warriors, and his story will live as long as there are those who remember the power and wisdom of the ancient gods.